everyone, it's Alex. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. I have a palette review for you. I think this is my very first palette review of 2019. It is the BareMinerals Aurora palette. Now I know this is limited edition, but it is still available on the BareMinerals website as well as Nordstrom. Sephora California. Sephora Canada had carried it, as well as Ulta's where I purchased mine half off, but they no longer carry it on their website. But I have been able to find it as I'm filming this video at Nordstrom and as well as their BareMinerals website itself. This does go for $48. I got it for $26 when it was half off plus an additional 20% off. So I got this for a steal. This palette brings 18 eyeshadows. It goes from matte all the way to a metallic finish. There are 8 new limited edition shades in this palette that you will not find in any other palette that they have come out with. So this is what the actual palette looks like. As you guys can see, it has like some sort of star type of look, constellation. I don't even know what it's like the Big Dipper with something else on there. That's what it looks like to me. So anyway, this is what the palette looks like. It feels heavy. It has a nice weight to it. I always say that BareMinerals palettes always have a nice weight to them. They do not cheap out on this. This was made in the US. So if you're curious, it is not made in China. It is made in the United States. You get 18 shadows, 0.4 grams in total. Each of them is 0.01 ounces. You get the names of the actual shadows in the back, as well as printed in the actual packaging itself. You get a nice mirror as well. So those are all the specs of this palette. Here is what the palette looks like here. As you guys can see, I have been using the crap out of this palette. I used this for New Year's. I used it for partly for Christmas. I do have swatches of these eyeshadows so you guys can see them for yourselves. Now, looking at this palette when you first get it, you can automatically tell there's only 2 legit matte shades, but their satins are so soft that you can get away with using a satin in your crease, and it looks like a matte. That's what I did today. That lightly purple one is this color right here, Venus. I have been loving using this one specifically in my crease constantly. You get 500 thread count is another one that's sort of a matte, delightful wavelength. Venus, like I mentioned to you. So you can get away with some of these in your crease. These metallic-y shades are beautiful. If you wet them, they are tremendous, tremendous. Gorgeous, soft. They do have powder kick up and they do have fallout because they are super soft. I know somebody had mentioned if these were like the Gen Nude eyeshadow formula, and these are actually, this is a Gen Nude eyeshadow palette itself. So you're going to get the same type of formula that you do get in the Gen Nude formula. The only one that I had an issue with, honestly, is this one right here, which is called Force Field. This sort of almost black, but it's not really black. It's like a gray. You really have to pack. See how it looks gray, and it just didn't wow me too much, like you could see right there. But how often am I going to use it? Not so much. If you pack it on to work with it, but it is a little bit patchy in my opinion. That is another matte black, or it's a matte gray to me. It's not even a matte black, but it's a matte shade in here, one of the other matte shades. And I wish it would have been like a gray or even like a hunter green or something, because I just don't like that one. This one down here, Perspective, this chocolatey brown, is so much better to use. I would use that one over this one hands down. Obviously you guys see this green and this blue. I've used those constantly. This silver is ridiculous. This will take over your whole look if you allow it. It is stunning. I would layer that on top of the blue, on top of the green to give it a different shift to the look. Amazing. Love those. I honestly don't have too much complaints about this palette, and I love the fact that BareMinerals finally came out of their comfort zone and came out with something cool toned and colorful, at least as colorful as I would expect them to get. Because if you look at half of this palette this way, it's cool toned soft shades, but if you go the other way, you're getting your deeper shades, which is nice. These are nice, like the darker shades are nice when you pack them on. I would recommend packing them on with a flat synthetic brush or with your finger. If you really want them to pack a punch, wet them. If you use a fluffy brush, you guys, it's not going to, you're not going to get the same intensity. The beauty of these shadows is they are buildable. They start out soft and they build on themselves. So if you were to use these with a fluffy brush, you're not going to get much color payoff at all. You're going to get a wash of it, a very light wash of it. But I like that because I've been using these back here as an outer V type of deepening, and it's such a soft look. One day I used these two on my lid, and then I grabbed this blue one and put it on the outer V, and it gave such a soft navy blue into a gold, and it just wore so nicely. But I mean, it was soft. Like you're not going to get this color intensity if you use a fluffy brush. You're going to get something like that, where when you blend it out, it is a soft wash of color, and you can build on it little by little, but it'll take a little bit of time if you use a fluffy brush. That's just how these shadows are made. But I do like it because you get that variation of how to use these. Pack them on for a punch, but then you get it softly. It's not like a Juvia's Place eyeshadow where if you dip your brush in, what you see in the palette is what you're going to get on your eyes regardless of what brush you use. These, depending on the brush you use, that's what you're going to get. But I do like that because it is a change. You can use this for work and not show up with these on your eyes. Do you get what I mean? Like, you can change up that brown outer V, the purple outer V, the black outer V, and then use these instead, and you get that slight change where you could tell that you have something deeper on the outer part. But unless you look up close or you get closer to you, you'll realize it's a blue or it's a green. But from a distance, you're not going to be like, whoa, what is she wearing at work? But that's why I like this palette, for that reason. You get those variations in it. I have enjoyed this since I've gotten this. I've used it for about almost a month now, constantly in looks. I do have it on today in conjunction with another eyeshadow palette and something else. But I did use Venus today. I used a little bit of Rump. I used Presto, as in these two right here. Presto and Spotlight are amazing inner corner highlights, and they are soft. Look, I barely put my finger in those. They are soft to the touch. One is more cooler tone than the other. They're beautiful, absolutely stunning for inner corner highlights. Like, I love this palette. Who would I recommend this palette to? If you're a BareMinerals fan and you're tired of seeing the same old browns and purples and you want some color from BareMinerals and you love their formula, this is it. If you don't like fallout, if you don't like super soft shadows, if you don't like that kick up, you're not going to like this palette. If you're not a fan of color, you're not going to like this palette. If you're not a fan of cool tones, don't bother with this palette because there is not very many warm toned shadows, if any, in here. If you don't like to incorporate another palette to add more mattes in here, then you're not going to like this palette either, because you're legitimately only getting 2 mattes. But again, some of these can be used as mattes, but if you're not a fan of that, then I wouldn't get this palette, because you're only getting really 2 to 3 mattes in here, and that's the end of that. Somebody who wants to dip their toes into color but don't want the colors to be so vibrant and so potent, this might be the palette for you as well. You're getting those beautiful, soft, feminine shades with pops of shades on this side if you just want them to be used as pops of shades. I love this palette. I enjoy it. I can see myself getting this for somebody who isn't a colorful, bright eyeshadow lover, but loves something that just gives you that slight change into your routine. This is something nice. I like it. I enjoy it. I had fun with this. I incorporated it in so many different ways. This white packaging, you do get a little bit, like I have a little bit of stuff on it, but it's like that placemat material. I don't know if you guys have ever had placemats in your table, and it's like that placemat material. I don't know how to describe it. It's like linen, I would say, I guess, like linen. It's not one where it's going to get super dirty super quickly, but it will. If you don't like the white packaging, you may not like this either because it is white. But overall, I love this. I love the fact that they came out with a cool tone palette. I love the fact that they came out with something super colorful for them, not your traditional warm tones or purples or pop of color. They did something fun, different, and unique. And BareMinerals gets me every year. Every Christmas, you guys see that I get their palettes and I jump on them. I enjoy them and I really do love them. So that's my thought on this, you guys. If you can still find it, I would say get it. If what I have mentioned is something that you like. If not, I'm sure that there'll be something out in the market coming soon, or you have something in your collection. But I love it. I don't regret once getting this palette. I would even have paid the $48 in total for this palette because it is just that beautiful, and the packaging itself, everything about it is worth it to me. So I really enjoy it. If you did purchase this palette, or you got it for Christmas or for a holiday season, let me know in the comment section what your thoughts on it are. I have seen 2 people on YouTube that have spoken about this palette, and they both have loved it just as much as I have. So it makes me happy that it is going somewhere. It is going somewhere. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will catch you guys in my next video. And don't forget that a smile is the best makeup a girl can wear. Bye, guys.